Hey everyone, welcome back to Citywide Bytes. I'm your host, Max Bowen. In July of 2024, singer-songwriter Best Chu released her debut single, Getaway. And since then, she's been performing live, releasing new singles, and making plans for her future in the industry. In this episode, we talk about what got her into music, her new single, You Are, and her plans for 2026. All right, so Bess, to kick this off, I'd like to ask about really what got you into music in the first place.
That's a very good question. Uh, I actually had an interest in performing arts ever since I was young. I would say when I was in primary school, I did musicals and I performed in church and all that. And I really love listening to Disney Channel music. I grew up with Disney Channel, so I listened to a lot of High School Musical and Hannah Montana. Yeah, so I really love singing and dancing and acting. But in my early years, I focused more on acting. So I did do, like I said, some musicals. And I did film like this educational film for Singapore for this Ministry of Education thingy. Yeah, I did film. Yeah, it was really funny. So, but later on, I got into K-pop, and the truth is, I wanted to be a K-pop star. Yeah, I've not said this publicly before, but yeah,
Oh,
that was my
really?
dream when I was younger. Yeah. So I think that's how I kind of got into like doing music as a career. But
Okay.
yeah, I didn't but I'm glad I didn't do K-pop because I don't think that would have worked out for me because it's too rigid and strict. Like I think I would be depressed if I did K-pop.
Wow. So I don't know much about K-pop, but hearing it as being rigid, not the word I would think of. So is like K-pop really kind of set in terms of like styles and like how you sing and whatnot?
Yeah, you don't really get the creative freedom, like, because you're kind of like a band, so you kind of just have to do
Okay.
what the company tells you to do, and they're really strict. Like you have to train for really long hours every day. You can't use your phone. You
Oh
can't
my God.
date. Yeah,
Oh geez. This all sounds terrible. I mean,
yeah,
just like not worth the success and the money and the fame. No way.
yeah.
Um, so let's talk about like your style then, because as you mentioned in your bio, and as I've heard, your style is more of a blend of you got some K-pop and but you got some like English pop music as well.
Yeah.
How did these two come together?
Mm, so as I mentioned earlier on, I grew up listening to both. So when I was really young, a family friend gave me a K-pop album. So that's when I first started listening to K-pop. It was a Super Junior album. I was in primary school, I think. And I was also listening to a lot of Taylor Swift and Disney Channel songs. Um, so I believe like because I grew up listening to these mainly these two genres, these two cultures, I feel like that has kind of influenced my melodic choices and my chords and all that. So I tend to use more interesting chords because K-pop uses kind of like, seventh chords and all that. So I tend to use that too. Otherwise, I find it too boring. Yeah. Um, and I also really take inspiration from the K-pop instrumentations when I do like my arrangements and all that because they have really big productions. And yeah, I think it's interesting to like blend the two together.
Hmm. Any K-pop or like English pop artists that you count as your like influences?
Hmm. For English, I would say Taylor Swift, but more of her older songs. Like her newest songs don't really vibe with me that much. But I okay, I'm not saying it's bad. It's good,
No,
but
no,
it's
no, no,
just not.
no. I get you. I get you. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
I mean,
it's not my type. Cause like I'm more
yeah.
into like pop rock and all that, and her earlier songs were really like
Sure.
country pop rock and
Yep.
electric
Yep.
guitars. Yeah, so I
Hmm.
really love those songs. K-pop. There's this group called NCT 127.
I think I've heard of that. Yeah, I think I heard of them.
Yeah, but their music's really different from my style of music,
Yes, yes.
but I just really like listening to their music. Yeah.
Cool. All right. So let us talk more about your music. You recently released your newest single, "You Are." This is your fourth
Yes.
single to date. What is this one all about?
This song is okay, so I wrote it in a like it could have a different meaning to you than it
Hmm.
has to me. So I wrote it in such a way that it can have a different meaning to everybody. But the main essence of the song is it's about someone who you can't do without, like someone who's always there with you in your life, always defends you when you're down. They are always there for you to lift you up. So for me personally, that was about my relationship with God, because I'm a Christian, so it was about my relationship with God. But
Hmm.
for someone else, it could be like their significant other or like their parent. So
Hmm.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's how
I,
yeah.
I definitely got that vibe that it's about like someone who's just very, very close to you, someone who's kind of like central to your life. But interesting. Does your faith kind of come through with other aspects of your music?
Yeah, I believe music is it's a very powerful tool and it kind
Hmm.
of like, it resonates very deeply like in your soul and all that. So I feel like it's very important what kind of lyrics I put in my song. So I make a very conscious effort to not put any like hateful lyrics or like just giving off like the wrong vibes and all that. I want my music to have a positive influence on others. So yeah, I'm always aware of that when I'm writing my songs.
Ah, so no like angry breakup songs, huh? This it's all like good vibes for
Like
you.
if it's gonna be angry breakup songs, it would be more of like from the heartbreak aspect
Yep.
rather than like, oh, I hate you, I hate you. Like
Yeah,
I don't want anyone to get like hateful vibes from my song. Like I just want people to, I don't want them to be wrongly influenced by my songs.
I get you. All right. Now it's been a little over a year since you kind of like came onto the music scene with your debut single "Getaway," which I absolutely loved. It's an amazing song.
Thank
Um,
you.
since that time, how would you say you've grown as an artist?
When I first started out, I think I was really afraid of making mistakes.
Hmm.
So like I was very careful of like, okay, this like is it right if I go from this chord to that chord? Is it right if this doesn't rhyme with this and all that? So I wasn't as creative, I would say. Um, I think it's also because I'm from Singapore, and in Singapore it's more of a rigid structure, I would say. Like you don't get to be that creative and open. So I think I was influenced by that. But I think it was 2 years ago I went to London to study songwriting, and I think when I was there I really got to be more creative and I wasn't scared of trying new things. I found myself just exploring a lot of different options that I would have been scared to explore like a few months back. Yeah, so I'm sorry, what was the question? I forgot the question.
Oh no, no, you got it. You got it. Um, so it
Oh, how
sounds
did I
like
grow? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
yeah. So I think I grew to be more creative and just, take on challenges and all that.
Gotcha. All right. So it definitely sounds like you're up for just trying like new things with regards to music, like new sounds, new like styles, new like
Yeah.
lyrical ideas. Cool, cool. What does that do for you in terms of just like opening doors when it comes to like future songs? You can just do whatever you want.
So I actually have a new song coming out next month. I would
Excellent,
say
excellent.
this song is the vocal production's really interesting. It's
Hmm.
nothing like I've ever done before. I think I really stepped out of my comfort zone for this one. Like there's this part in the song where I'm just like shouting in the background, like a bit like Sabrina Carpenter kind of vibes. Yeah. So
Ah, I like it.
yeah,
I
so
like it.
yeah, I really like it as well because I never expected to do something like this. Like
Mhm.
I would never have pictured myself doing stuff like this.
So I imagine that when you like started out, when you first like writing Getaway, did you think, oh yeah, someday like this will be me like a year and a half later?
Yeah, I did not see this coming.
Hey, it's a
When I
good problem to
released
have.
Getaway, I didn't really have like a clear vision of like, okay, my music's gonna be like this and it's gonna be like that, and I'll have an album. No, it wasn't really like that. It was like, okay, I'll just, 'cause like you have to start somewhere. You just
Exactly.
have to start. So it's just like, okay, I'm just gonna do it.
Yeah. Where do you think you're going? Do you set goals for yourself as an artist?
Yeah, I do. I plan on releasing my first EP early next year, and I do want to do like a showcase and all that. Yeah.
Oh, very cool. What do you think will be on the EP? Can you give us a few ideas to what we can expect?
You mean like what kind of songs
Yeah,
or?
yeah, exactly. Exactly.
So, okay, my next song will definitely be on the EP.
Hmm.
Um, I I want to add a few more personal songs as well. So, okay, this is a bit of a personal story, but my sister just gave birth last year. So, yeah, I have a nephew now, and
Wow.
he's just so adorable. He's so cute, and I'm actually not the type to like children that much. Like I don't really like playing with them, but he's an exception, okay? He's like the only one that I like. So yeah, I just feel like so much love for him, and so I've been writing a song for him, and that song would definitely be in the EP.
That is amazing. I love that. That's so cool. All right. Now I know that you also actually had the chance to play out on some occasions. How has that gone for you?
Play out, you mean play live?
Yeah, exactly.
I used to be really nervous when I played live. Like my hands would tremble and all that. But as I got to do it more, I found it more. I still get nervous before performing, but it gets better and better. Like my nerves come down a bit more. I definitely still need more practice. Yeah, but I feel like it's kind of so the music scene in Singapore is not very big. So I feel like it's kind of hard to, get opportunities to perform live. Yeah.
Okay. Do you see yourself maybe relocating someday, either coming to the States or going back to London? Do you feel like you might be more at home musically speaking somewhere else?
Mm, I do plan on visiting London, but not moving back there, but like,
Fair
making
enough.
trips there, because I
Yeah.
do have some friends there and all that. And like my
Cool.
next song, the next song I'm releasing, it was co-written with one of my friends in London. Yeah.
Nice.
Um, but I think for now, Singapore will still be where I'm based at. Yeah, because my
Sure.
family's here. My
Yep. Yeah.
nephew's here.
Of course. You
Yeah.
can't you can't leave the inspiration for one of your songs. My goodness. All right, Bess. I want to ask next about like the writing process for you. Like, how do you go from just an idea to the finished product?
Hmm. For me, so I know some people like to play the chords first and then they try and get like a melody over the chords, but I don't really like doing that. I like just like the melody just comes into my head. Most of the time it comes when I'm in the shower. I don't know why, okay? But
It's
shower
always
is a
where it's
magical
always
place.
seriously the showers where all the ideas come from every
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, that's so true. Yeah, so I'll get the melody with like a little bit of lyrics, and then I'll kind of just build up from there. And once I get all of the melody, then I will put the chords in. The reason I like doing it this way is I feel like if I start with the chords, then the melody is kind of already restricted to how the chord formation is like. So that's why I just like, getting the melody first.
Okay. How about just like ideas for your songs in terms of like what the song's going to be about? What do you find gives you the best material for that?
Sometimes personal experience. So
Mm-hmm.
there will
Mm-hmm.
be periods of times where I feel very strong emotions over certain things, like oh, I like this guy, and but I don't know if he likes me back. Then I just feel like so overwhelmed with emotions that I have to write it down
Mm-hmm.
to kind of like pour out my emotions somewhere. So that's one example. Another example would be sometimes when I watch shows, like
Mm.
TV shows, yeah, and then like a particular relationship is just it stands out to me and I feel inspired by it, then that helps me as well.
All right. All right. Okay, folks. Well, we are coming down to the end of this conversation, but a few more questions remain. Bess, what's your plan for 2026? And we've talked about the EP coming out early next year, but what else do you have in mind for the next year?
I want to have a showcase.
Yes. Yes.
And oh, I'm not sure. Can you hear me? Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
have a
Yeah.
showcase and it would be nice to go on tour.
Ah, very
Maybe like
cool.
an Asian Asia tour. I feel like most of my fans are in most of my fans seem to be in Philippines and Indonesia. So it would be nice to
Okay.
go there.
Yeah, definitely, definitely. All right. I want to also ask about some of the folks you've gotten the chance to work with. Who are some of the people that you had the chance to either like work on with your songs, either like producing or co-writing, um, and all that. Yeah.
When I was younger, I was
Yep.
actually I was in this choir for this Chinese singer. I don't think you know him, but he's quite popular in China. I was
Mhm.
actually like the backup choir
Really
vocalist. Yeah.
cool. Nice. Nice.
That was
All
when I was
right.
really young, though. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right, Bess. Well, we're coming down to the end of this conversation. I want to say thank you very much for joining us. It's been a real pleasure talking to you and kind of learning all about your story.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me on.
All right,
This was my very first video interview and yeah, it was a good one.
it was definitely very
Yeah, it
good,
was a
very
good
good.
one.
All right, and for the folks at home, we've told you the whole story. Now here is what you do: you look up Bess Chew, BESSCHEW on Spotify, Instagram. Find your music, follow it, of course. Leave reviews, leave comments. We love that stuff. And thank you once again for tuning into the show. This has been Citywide Bytes. I'm your host, Max Bone, and I'll see you all next time.